Hey everyone, it's Victoria with Nutrition by Victoria, and in this video I'm going to be talking about fruit versus starch and which is better for weight loss. So I get this question quite a bit, and I always tell people that you really need both in your diet in order to achieve success on a high carb, low fat, plant-based vegan diet long term. That's what I've experienced on the first year of following a high carb vegan diet. I was exclusively just on 100% fruit based diet with the addition of non-starchy vegetables. In the second year, I've incorporated more of a raw till 4 type plan where I was having starches in the evening. And I also experimented with the starch solution where I was having starches 3 times a day for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And then in my third year on the diet, I kind of created my own program where I've been doing like a 50-50 starch to or fruit to starch calorie ratio in terms of where I get my carbohydrate calories from, or a 75-25 calorie ratio of fruit to starch. And I found that to work the best for me. Keeps me satiated, keeps my gut happy, keeps the weight off, has allowed me to lose weight. Allows me to get the calories in that I need to keep my energies up, to maintain my fitness routine, to just, experience overall optimal health. And I haven't experienced any, negative side effects from having both in my diet in the quantities that I do. And I generally average about 3,000 to 4,000 calories a day. I'm currently pregnant, and I've felt really great having both in my diet during pregnancy. So I want to talk a little bit about the difference between fruits and starches. So we'll get right into it. So fruits in general have a higher nutritional density per calorie than our starch friends here, but starch is like second best. So in terms of like what is the best food for you, fruit would be number 1, and then starches would be number 2. Starchy vegetables like potatoes, yams, winter squashes, corn, because they have a higher nutritional density than our grains like rice and things like that. Get that up there. Okay, so and then in terms of digestion, our fruits will digest faster than our starches. They contain more water, they contain simple sugars, and all of those things make the fruit easier to break down and digest. Plus we're eating it raw, especially if it's ripe. It just breaks down really easily and doesn't cost our digestion much energy in order to break them down, absorb the nutrients from them, and utilize the energy within the fruit in order to generate energy for our body to use. The starches, because they have to be cooked, we're removing some of the water from them. Does make them a little bit harder to digest. Also the fact that they contain complex carbohydrates, which are larger carbohydrate structures that more resemble glycogen. They're just huge chains of glucose, but just because they are a little bit bigger and more complex in nature just means that we have to use a little bit more energy from our system in order to digest them and use the energy from them. But it's still a relatively easy process. And especially as your system gets stronger over time on this lifestyle, starches become a breeze to digest. So I enjoy both. Both digest great for me. In general, I will have my fruits before I eat my starches. So I'll spend the first half of my day eating all fruit, or the first 3/4 of my day eating all fruit. And then I'll start on my starches. So as soon as I'm done with my big fruit meals, I'll get into starches. I try not to have a fruit meal, then a starch meal, and then a fruit meal, unless there's quite a bit of time in between. And the only time I really do that is when I'm away from home, and you can run into just digestive issues just because the fruits do digest so quickly, and then they'll run into the starches and create a digestive bomb in your gut, which can result in some gas and bloating and some fluid retention, which people might mistake for weight gain, but really it's just the result of poor food combining. So I will leave a food combining chart in the description for this video, so you can check that out. I'm trying to think of anything else that I want to discuss about these two wonderful foods. I really enjoy them both, and I think both are necessary in your diet in order to be successful long term on a high carb, low fat, plant based vegan diet. The reasoning behind that is because some people find it really hard to get enough fruit in on a daily basis to meet their calorie needs. And then we have the people following a starch solution type plan who can run into same deal where they're not able to consume enough calories to meet their nutrient requirements. So in both situations, if we just combine the two together, we will meet our calorie and our nutrient needs very sufficiently. We also, I also find it harder to, or easier to create meals from both, and I'm satiated easier, more variety, which translates to being able to get more nutrients from your food because you're eating a wider variety of foods. I know that when I was following all fruits, I'd get sick of having sweet all the time, and then a lot of people will go to like fatty fruits and fatty salad dressings at nighttime with dinner when they have their greens and things like that. And again, if we were to swap the starches for the fat, we'd be able to decrease our body fat percentage within our body long term because we're swapping carbs for fat. So less fat on our body, more energy in our system to burn the fat that's already on there. So that's just something I wanted to point out. And then with the starch solution, I personally felt really dehydrated on it because I was eating so much cooked food all the time. So I find it easier to stay hydrated when I'm having a lot of fruit in my diet, especially water-rich fruits like watermelon, and smoothies with water added to them. Because I do find that cooked food can be dehydrating, which can interfere with proper digestion and also having an optimized metabolism. So that's about it for this video. If you have any comments or questions, leave them down below. Thank you so much for watching. Please give this video a like if you did, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and have a healthy, wonderful day full of lots of fruits and starches. Bye-bye.